find time to like read books, and I always download all these PDFs of books, and so this tool is intended to like help you get through like PDFs faster. So I started with an existing like code base, and I worked on a branch, and then this is like the pull request, so it's like 1,700 lines of code. And so it's like bootstrapped on top of like the this page. So so here I'll like demo this. Just go to the demo of like uploading like a book. So I'll do like there's a really good book on the history of transhumanism. It's actually here on the bookshelf as well. Hopefully this doesn't actually it was like timing out earlier as like too many requests within an hour for there it is. So it's using GPT-4 Turbo, and so now it inserts it into the database and then creates embeddings and does a summary, and then creates a mind map. So the idea here is like it allows you to visualize it, creating a mind map, and then as well as a summary, and breaking it down into like intermediate steps of the summary with images. But I didn't get to the images today. So it takes a couple seconds to upload, and in the meantime, like and maybe there was a request, there was an error on like too many tokens, but like we have we'll go into like the bit of slides to talk about this.
Sorry, just to visualize what it looks like, and just thank you for Conrad for taking the rusted coder into the team and help. So just a bit of research on this. So the idea is that you would have the books there, and that you would be able to visualize any book and build a community around a book that has an experience. And just a bit of stats, like clearly we want to go from the book to like something that you can drill down on, and so that's just a visualization we can get you, but you'll show you the summaries and how that works. And so the problem we're trying to solve is like reading a traditional book, there's just no time anymore. And there's such beautiful knowledge in books, and like, you know what that's, no time. It's overwhelming when you kind of like read 20 pages and the phone rings, and then you read another 100 pages, and before you know it, like you kind of lose the gist of the book, and so you never get through it. And that's like losing context. And for those of you that build up libraries, like Conrad has, like you kind of have this guilt because your friend recommended that you read this book and then you don't read it. So how can you get ahead of the curve? We did a quick little bit of analysis, and by using visual learning, which 65% of people in the world prefer, you can read 5 times more books. Just assuming you're reading 20 minutes a day, you should be able to read 360 books a year, or have the context of 360 books a year versus 80. And so that's a little bit of what we've done. We've done a quick little bit of market analysis. The market is actually very big. This is one of the very few things that combines summarizing a book with making it into a visual diagram, because most people try and build out a visual diagram. So that's just a few little bit of information there. We think there's a pretty big TAM available.
Like there's Blinkist. Does anybody use like Blinkist?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Like, does anybody use any like summarization tools other than like ChatGPT?
20 to 30 million users for Blinkist. Yeah, $4 billion valuation.
Okay, well, it's interesting. Nobody uses any. Yeah.
I've used BART before for summarization.
BART?
Yeah.
There's
Bidirectional automatic transformer.
All right. Well, the business community that uses this and students that don't have time for books is a massive market. I was really surprised how big the market is. And the second biggest is about $30 million of revenue a year at the moment. And Blinkist does also about $30 million of ARR.
Can you show us an example of the maps? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So actually, like the upload didn't. There was an error, which didn't actually happen a lot during the development, but. And this one's like an older version, so in newer versions, they are actually smaller, so they're just like subtopics. So it breaks it down from a summary to subtopics, and then for every step, it does RAG to come up with like source content to come up with like the next list of subtopics. So creates this tree of content to like go kind of get it in a different way than just reading it in sequentially. But like, for example, like the Ethereum paper shows like the summary, which is like just one like executive summary, and then like a little bit of a longer one. And this is using that was done with like LangChain and like the map reduce method. And then this is like the content, and the content actually was supposed to have like the sources here, but there's some issue there. And then okay, this just has to be fresh, but yeah. So yeah, so like the real motivation is like to have using AI as like a new medium to make information more like digestible and like to appeal to like different types of learners, for like visual learners and for like just summarization, and then getting like the content broken down into topics so you can like get an overview of it faster. And then if you want to go like drill down into the content, then you could do that more intentionally. And so this is going by like topics or themes. Another way was to go by like chapters or like sections. So that could have been like, that's also an interesting way, but yeah, that would have like taken a lot more time. And so this was like done this way to like, so that it could be done within the day that we have today. So, anything else?
The recursive loops is beautiful because this may actually get you to read books more, because you can, you don't have to read the whole book, you can read the bit that you want to learn. And that's the beauty about the nested queries you wrote for level 0, level 1, and level 2.
So I'd say that table of contents is typically seen as the structure behind a book. How much do you think that you're inverting the table of contents by going from book to content table rather than content table?
How much on what?
Yeah, to what degree is gistMapper creating a table of contents?
To what degree it's creating it to?
Yeah.
It is in a different way, not like through the sequence in the order, but rather it starts with the summary and creates like subtopics, and then for each of those concepts, breaks it down into more subtopics. So it's more about ideas, concepts, breaking them down.
So it does the contextual search for the whole book for whatever the theme is, and then the sub-themes does this contextual search. So what's different to an index is you would have a chronological story, whereas this tries to build a unique context from all the content that's been uploaded to the RAG. And so it is quite different to the index, I would think. It's trying to like give you the most knowledge.
And like actually the summary is pretty good. For example, the Creative Act explores creativity, copyright protection, and the importance of finding inspiration in art. It emphasizes key elements of creativity such as practice, collaboration, overcoming self-doubt, and maintaining a beginner's mindset. The text promotes self-reflection, adopting beneficial ideas, and exploring new lifestyle to enhance creativity. It highlights the significance of embracing creativity, self-awareness, success, and personal growth in creating authentic art. So I feel like that's turning value right there by it. For any PDF that you have out there, you can get a summary there really fast. So I would use that myself, actually. Yeah.
Two things. One, we were just talking about like research or mind maps, and like it would be cool like to be able to input 2 pieces of text, and then because you said it like branches on concepts, to see like the parallel between the 2 pieces of text context, like really good for research. The second, you mentioned embeddings at some point. How were you using embeddings again to?
So it takes the whole text, chunks it, embeds the chunks into Superbase, PG vector, and then when you're looking to find a subtopics for each topic at each level, you go take that topic and you find like 7 relevant chunks, and you have that, you reference that in order to find the next list.
Cool. Really cool.
There's an existing tool that does what you do. I'll give you the link.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.